Hello, friends, and welcome to the space where we discuss business, landscaping, beer, and everything in between. I'm your host, Heather Gerard from My Landscape Artist here in London, Ontario, Canada. And this is Season 2 of Hops and Hedges. Stay tuned after each episode for a message from our sponsor, ext.tech. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now crack open a cold one, and let's dig in. Excellent. We are now recording. With me today is Austin Poirier. Poirier,
you nailed it on the first time.
Yes! I should just, be confident. Be confident in the first one. Just give her. So you are a sales rep with AGL Grass out in Cambridge.
Yeah, I'm from
Stony
Cambridge.
Creek area.
Yeah, and then Stony Creek is where our office is.
Oh, excellent. So welcome to the show, Austin. We've been trying to record this for, I want to say months, right?
Yeah, it was definitely end of 2024. We kind of started contacting, didn't make it work, and we'll get on this season. So it'll be good.
There you go. We're getting her done, So I'm going to do things a little bit differently because I know that we both have a beer nearby and I really, really want to open mine. So usually I talk about you first, but I really want to talk about beer first. It's not you, it's me.
It's where the mind's at.
It's me. So,
cheers.
Yep, cheers to you. Oh, that sounds so good. I think my microphone actually, in the recording, it doesn't capture mine.
Mutes it out a bit.
Yeah, I've tried to actually open the beer right beside the microphone, and it still doesn't.
It's too good at eliminating that background noise. It doesn't like it.
I know, because I upgraded the software, and now it's too good. It's too good. So what is it? What is it that you're sipping today?
Yeah. So I'm not normally a beer drinker, but I'm drinking Blue Moon. It's a Belgian white. It's a nice soft beer.
I think that the Belgian Moon or the Blue Moon was one of my gateway beers, as I call it. It got me into the world of beer because I was anti-beer, big time anti-beer person. And then when you go to a place and they only serve beer,
you learn it.
You do it, right? So for me, it was Blue Moon and Hoegaarden. Those were my first two beers that I was like, okay, I can do this.
I was definitely a little more basic. I did Miller MGD.
MGD, yeah, that's my brother's beer. So cheers to you, Kyle. He's out in Alberta, probably sipping on an MDG as we speak. So I've got a Waterloo IPA. So this is keeping it local, Waterloo IPA, and this can color is also my favorite color. So
very nice line.
Very nice line. So cheers again to you, Austin. Thanks so much for coming on the show. I'm gonna have a sip of this first. Oh my gosh, I've been waiting all day for that. So for people who don't know you and AGL Grass, can you give us the lowdown on AGL Grass? What is it? What's the company? What do you do?
Yeah, so AGL Grass has actually been in the industry for 36 years. They're one of the main pioneers in the artificial grass industry. Our owner, Ivan, actually got his start when he was 18, installing sports fields. He was actually a carpenter. And with the union, they had a job that came up that they needed laborers for installing sports fields. So he came in, slowly kind of started leading the crews a little bit, just the personality he was, taking over a little responsibilities. And actually through that, got partnered with that business and developed like a special installation process for them, really enhanced the business. And then started doing residential applications as the need kind of arose. So in California, did a bunch of high-end homes. A lot of celebrities out there, and then introduced products into Canada as well. Nice. And in doing so, he kind of saw that there was a need for higher end quality materials. Artificial grass, I'm not sure your familiarity with it, mostly uses infill, which is basically a sand or a rubberized material. So if you've ever played indoor soccer on those rubber astroturfs, it all kicks up, it's a mess. So he decided that there should be a way to not use it, and he developed a product 18 years ago, actually, that was infill free. And we've been infill free ever since. So it's a lot cleaner of a product and really high quality, honestly.
Very cool.
That's kind of what attracted me to the company. I was a sales rep for a local landscape supplier up until 6 months ago. And through that, met up with AGL. We brought them on as a supplier and just fell in love with the product, fell in love with the people there. Just great support and great energy to work with.
Awesome. That makes such a huge difference. The people that surround you at work.
Yeah.
Right.
And honestly, like leaving where I left, it was heartbreaking. They were a second family for me. So I couldn't leave for anything less than that quality.
Right. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you found a new home and a new job and a
Yeah.
new work community, work family that doesn't suck. There's so many times that we find ourselves in jobs or positions that just drain the life out of you. I don't wish that on anybody. If you're listening now, maybe you're driving to that job that you're kind of dreading another day at work. I just encourage you. You only live once. Don't spend your life in a job you hate. You
Yeah.
know, just don't. Get out. Get out.
There's always going to be bad days, but you just got to hope those good days and good times outweigh that. And if it
Yeah,
doesn't, yeah, you're not in the right place.
not worth it. Not in the right place. I like that. So I actually don't know too much about artificial turf. I'm as a landscape designer, I'm primarily what I say softscape. So I'm more interested in plants and gardens than even turf. So when I get calls, just one came in this week actually. Somebody wanted me to scrape their existing front lawn, put in new topsoil and new grass, and I said no. That's not what I do. I design gardens, and I want to scrape all your grass out and put in a garden, not more grass. But one thing I do know about the artificial turf is how much the product has changed. I think a lot of people still think of that, I want to say AstroTurf, that's like one shade of green,
It
and
looks like
it
a
just,
garbage bag's just been shredded and
yeah,
stapled to the
shredded.
ground.
That's it, shredded
Yep.
garbage bags. Yep. And it is not that anymore.
No, so we developed our ninth generation product, and we're currently pushing into our 10th generation. So yeah, it's really changed from what it used to be. So it's a thick,
Yeah,
lush
so we can
product.
actually see through there like how it has the thatch. Like it
Yeah, like
has those darker colors and it really does look
that's when it starts to look fresh. Like this is our longest. This is our Majestic 70. It's like a two and a
majestic.
half inch grass.
Yep.
It's like walking on a cloud. It's softer than any grass you're ever gonna feel. And yeah, no, it's really changed over the years. And
Yeah.
we like to think that we've played a big role in that.
Awesome. Um and so I'm trying to think because there isn't a specific question on the questionnaire, so I don't even know, but I'm more curious because I personally don't use artificial turf. But what are some of the benefits? Like, why would someone choose artificial turf over real turf?
Like obviously the maintenance side is huge. People having to cut their lawn once a week, every week for the whole summer is a big time commitment. And with vacations and how busy work life gets, it's becoming harder and harder to upkeep. So that's usually the big driving force. But then it comes down to even like cleanliness. If you got dogs digging up the lawn, for tracking in mud, especially in this time of year when everyone's lawn's just mud,
Hmm.
it becomes a little bit of a mess. And yeah, like one of the biggest things for me that attracted me to artificial grass was learning that grass is actually the most or uses the most water out of any crop in North America,
Hmm.
and it doesn't do anything. It's not like it's converting huge amounts of oxygen in the air. There's no real benefit to it. So artificial grass or even like clover lawns do a lot more. So that was always a big selling point was just the water retention that you can actually get from not using real grass.
Right.
Put that
And gets rid
put
of
that
the
in
need
motion.
for irrigation. Like, talk
Yeah,
about a resource waster. Holy smokes. So
water's
how
just
is,
getting more and more expensive.
oh, excuse me. Yeah, as in everything else. I tell you, if beer goes up another 50 cents a can, I'm gonna riot.
Well,
I'm,
you can be happy. We haven't changed our prices in 4 years. We've kept our
wow,
same grass prices. We've been diligent to keep it down.
that's awesome. So you guys must have a clean machine, clean mean machine.
Yeah.
You know the prices, you know what you can sell it for, you know how much it costs, you know your profit margins. That's gold. That's a good place to be. Um, so I'm also curious because again, I personally not a grass installer, but how is artificial turf installed?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of similar to interlock. You're still doing it on a gravel base. Our recommendations are anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of limestone screenings on top of filter cloth,
Hmm.
compacted, and then you're like with our grass, you just lay it right on top. Other competitors, they'll use an infill product, which actually will add like almost a half day of work just sweeping in that sand. So again, another reason infill is just a hassle to deal with.
Hmm.
But it's a
So
really simple installation.
so your grass actually just goes right on the gravel.
Yeah, on the gravel, and then using 8-inch spikes, you pin it every 8 inches along the exterior.
Hmm, very cool.
Yeah. There's special like seaming processes and nitty-gritty. We get into training opportunities if anyone's ever interested in learning a little bit deeper about those, yeah, like little niche processes. But
Yep,
it is really
cool.
simple. Like most people who already do interlock, as long as they can go buy an X-Acto knife, they can probably install turf the next day.
Hmm, interesting. Good to know. Excellent. And so where is this product manufactured?
So, artificial grass as a whole is manufactured all around the world. There's American products, Chinese products that have become really big in the market because they're a cheaper price point. Because we actually work with our supplier, we develop our products from the ground up. Our owner went and actually went to Europe and found a manufacturing facility in the Netherlands. It was the only facility that could actually produce at the quality he needed it to produce at.
Yep,
So we've been working with them ever since.
very
And he's
cool.
got it. Yeah, he has a vested interest in the manufacturing side as well.
Interesting. Um, my brain and my ADHD is going down a little bit of a rabbit hole here. You said
Okay.
Netherlands, and my brain totally went to the show Norseman. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen that one yet. No, I got watched Vikings, but
Okay. For anybody who's also tuning in, if you have, I would say a strange sense of humor, I'm talking like Spaceballs, right? Princess Bride, Monty Python, that type of humor, you gotta check out Norseman. I think there's two seasons for sure. There might have been a third one, but the first season was epic.
I have seen this show. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Yeah, it's a
gosh, it
it's a
is,
play on Vikings.
yeah, it's
It is
so
gold.
funny.
You know what? Monty Python, and yeah, you nailed it. That's right. That's what it is. Just if that and Vikings had a baby.
Oh man, like it's I can't I always think of the one part where I mean there's so many parts, but the one guy he's he's wearing the hat with the horns and people are looking at him like, you know, why are you doing this? Like the
That's the
thing.
point.
Oh, it's a fashion statement. You know, all the kids are doing it. Like as if he's starting the new trend of wearing horns on your head and everybody's like, "You look ridiculous." Like, oh God, such a good show. Anyway, total rabbit hole. I gotta watch Norseman now. What is the material and the product? So the actual, so it's artificial turf, but what is it?
Yeah, so we use like really simple materials. We're making sure we're using really pure materials in it. So we have a pure polyethylene for our actual fibers, and then we use a rubberized latex for our backing.
Hmm, okay. I learned something new today. Thank you. Very
But yeah,
cool.
with our product, it is a 15-year non-prorated warranty, so we know that it's going to last
Yeah.
way longer than 15 years in the right conditions. So
Yep.
we stand behind it for the full 15 years.
Awesome. Good to know. I'm trying to think if so I'm in London and probably um just off the top of my head, I think we would be sourcing artificial turf from Site One
Yeah,
here in London. Is that correct? I
we
think
are in London. We have a our dealer is Farrell Building
oh,
Supply,
Farrell Brick and Stone. Yeah.
Brickenstone.
So
Yeah,
they're
and then
out on Colonel Talbot.
yeah, a little south side, and then in Woodstock actually we have Ontario as well.
Okay, so Cantario and Farrell Brick and Stone, we can get the AGL products.
Yeah.
Good to know. Excellent. Um, so coming back to the questionnaire, I always love asking people about their mentors, right? We have had so many people that help us along our journey. We get to where we are because of the people along the way.
Oh, 100%.
Anybody who says that they get to where they're at by themselves is
Yeah.
uh,
Blowing too much smoke up their own butt.
yeah, thank you. That's the phrase I was looking for. You know, just something, je ne sais quoi. That was it. So, and you actually mentioned your father, and I love that. So, can you do a little shout out for your dad and what has he done to help inspire you and motivate you to get to you to where you are?
Yeah, I think a younger version of myself would say that he did not inspire me because I
Hmm.
never really wanted to get into landscaping. It was actually my goal was to not be a sales rep and to not get into landscaping, and I failed on
Wow.
both accounts. Yeah, and
Wow.
that was because I really wanted to set myself apart from my dad. I felt like we were always really similar people, and truthfully, for my benefit, he's a great guy. Taught me a lot and everything like that, but I really wanted to make my own name, and I didn't want to follow him. But I grew up my whole life with him pointing out different stone. He worked for Permacon for 20 years.
Okay, yep.
So he was pointing out all these interlock, all these bricks, and it just slowly developed into a passion of mine. So when I got out of school, or sorry, actually when I got into school first, I wanted to be into graphic design. Clearly wasn't my fit, so I ended up actually going to work for Permacon in their factory side.
Yep.
So I got to do a little bit of background experience with the manufacturing process, and then went back to school for business. Decided I was going to go into sales, and then as I went to finish my college, an opportunity opened up at a local landscape supplier, Cambridge Garden Center here.
Yeah.
So I had all the experience my dad taught me, had all of that, really kind of guided me in, and then got my start into landscaping sales.
Wow. It's so crazy how you were actually actively fighting against becoming a salesperson in the landscape industry and profession, and here you are.
Yep. And it's like as soon as I gave up on that, like trying to hold that back, my life got way better. And I
Yeah.
just started following the path it took me on, and much
Yeah.
happier for it.
I do appreciate, the concept of wanting to set yourself apart and carve your own path, but you still can and you still are,
Yeah.
right? And it's related, but sometimes our parents have a way of prepping the path for us, those
Not sure if
bastards.
he ever knew he was going to be, but
Yeah.
it's awesome, and I owe him so much. And truthfully, it's only made us closer.
Yeah.
Probably to the hatred of my wife and my mom, because when we start talking, I can see their eyes roll back a little bit in their heads,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
good.
It's like, we're just gonna go in the other room, leave you boys to talk.
Yeah, we've
One
had a
of those.
couple long nights that probably shouldn't have been long nights talking about landscaping.
Yep. Once you get on that track, there's so many things to talk about. That's
Oh,
the thing.
shared relationships and products and industry changes. Yeah, just endless conversations.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so cool. Um, it's funny when I read, that you had mentioned your father. I know I've mentioned my mom on the show before, but it's interesting to me when I think about it because as a kid, I have very, very vivid memories of weeding the gardens with my dad. We grew up in the country, and it was one of the chores, right? Like
Yeah,
it was something you own property, you have to look after it. And um that escalated into me being in the landscape profession. But my mom was also a bank manager, and she loved the people, but I don't want to say hate. I don't want to speak for my mom, but the job was very stressful.
yeah.
And growing up, I remember thinking, I am not going to be in a job that sucks the life out of me. I'm just not going to do it, and I'm not going to settle. And because of that, I was really driven to I did a lot of bouncing from job to job to job. It's like, I don't fit here. I am not going to change my values to make you more comfortable. Bye.
Being honest with yourself is really difficult, so I got to commend you on that.
It was a very difficult path. Um, it's not an easy path to take, but it was the right one. And I'm very, very lucky and so grateful that I found the landscape profession at 26 because I didn't grow up knowing that it even existed. I grew up in the country. It's like you cut your own grass. It's just, what do you mean I can pay someone to do this? Like, what?
Good money too. Yeah.
And good money. Yeah. So even there was kind of this thing where, my dad was a janitor. He owned his own business. He was an entrepreneur. So I get that from him. And there's kind of this concept that, oh, janitors are down here and gardeners are down here. But it is so rewarding. I was a janitor with my dad for 9 years and I loved it. Like
They might be
we
down there, or they might be people might think they're down there like maybe financial, which is wrong.
Yeah, like I'm not sure down
But
there where?
attitude's got
Like
to be
what do
way
you
up here.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's just a happy. Who gets to spend every day outside, like loving the sun? I mean, obviously there's bad days, there's rain days, as we know, but
Yep.
yeah, I don't get looking down on trades. They're usually the
No,
most fulfilled people. They're the people that don't need to hire someone for their own home.
right? Well, I
Well,
do. I'm a little busy. So I should hire someone, but I also really want to do it myself. I just don't have the time. So,
hard to balance.
ugh, crazy. Um, yeah, but I was thinking about being a janitor with my dad. And yeah, it was like 9 years we cleaned libraries. So when the libraries were closed.
Yeah.
So as a kid, like
It's a magical experience.
it was
Being
so
somewhere you shouldn't be.
magical.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the lights are all down and there's no music on, nobody's there. And they had, the libraries had an agreement with my dad that we could take any books we wanted. And we would just, it's like we had a free pass, which you do anyway at the library, right? But it felt so special that we would just leave a little note, like, here's the book that I took. I'll bring it back, next week or whatever. So,
We could childhood to
um,
have that at your fingertips though.
it was so magical. And that probably also is what led to my not hoarding, collecting of books. So I've recently turned my desk around so you can't see it. This is my vision board wall behind me, but in front of me, I have a floor to ceiling bookshelves that are quite full. So
Nice.
I refuse to get rid of them. I refuse.
Oh, it's either something to be read or it's a memento of something you did read. And hey, you never know if you're going to open that book back up. And good to have.
Yep,
Or pass it on to
absolutely.
someone.
Yep. And I've done that. There's a few books that really changed my life. Um,
Feels so good to share those.
yeah. So the one, I mean, there's so many, but there's one called The Desire Map, and it's a purple and pink book that you fill out yourself. So it's a book about self-discovery. And when I lost my job during COVID, I didn't know who I was. Totally lost my identity. I was like, what am I going to do? And this book, you read like a chapter and then there's homework. And it asks some really, I would say, digging questions.
Yeah, questions we may not want to ask ourselves, but need
Yeah,
to be asked.
they
Yeah,
need to be asked,
I
right?
wrote that one down. I'll take a look at it.
It's that one was really good. And then there's another one that I actually have. So that one I've given to a lot of people. But there's another one that I think I just gave my most recent copy of. I keep buying it and then giving it to somebody who needs it in the moment. Um, hold on. This is how we rabbit hole. Cameron,
ADHD generation, we're good. That's what I'm used to.
there we go. The Artist's Way. The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron is another book that I highly recommend for people, but it's about discovering your creativity. There is some, like I would say, religious God talk in it. That's not what I'm necessarily promoting. That's not my style, but there's so much good stuff in that book. And it's really encouraging. Everyone has a creative side to them. It's just about finding your way, right? Giving yourself permission to try something, to make mistakes, um, yeah, so that is the other book that I definitely randomly give to people. Um, excuse me. So another things that I wanted to talk about. Favorite plants.
Hmm.
I
I
know I'm
can't keep
asking
any.
an artificial guy about his favorite plants.
We sell artificial plants too. I
I
can't.
know. I that was so cool when I saw that. So I was kind of leaning into that a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I can't keep anything alive. I've definitely always been a fan of like ferns and like hostas are great little easy to keep alive plants.
they
Those are
are.
definitely a go-to for myself.
Yep.
Most of my backyard is hostas or trees, just things that I don't need to maintain, just kind of trim here or there.
Yep.
And then yeah, similarly in the artificial side, artificial grasses and artificial ferns look amazing.
Hmm.
They're a really good addition if you're trying to set up a garden that you don't want to be overgrowing constantly or trimming back. And then actually, like I like the combination of doing real plants in with the artificial, especially real
Hmm.
flowers. Even the two, can, yeah, you're not having to replant a fern every year or trim it every year. You have a nice looking fern, and then you can switch up the flowers, keep it fresh.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, it's hard for me to I know that there's a place for artificial plants, but because I'm such a plant nerd, I really struggle with the
Yeah, and it's accepting that there is no place for artificial plants in your life. Like if I look behind you at all those plants, like I could not name one of them, but why would someone like you want artificial? You
I was
enjoy the
actually just
process, you
thinking
enjoy the
of
growth.
oh yeah, and so I do know that there's a place for artificial plants. Don't get me. Oh,
Yeah.
do you know what? I do have an artificial succulent in my bathroom downstairs because there's no windows. Ha! There you go.
The one place.
I have one place and one artificial plant. That was a gift to me for Christmas. But
So if someone like you who loves real plants can find a place for an artificial one, someone who hates plants can definitely find a place for
there
them.
is a right artificial plant for you. See, I can't be in
I mean, it's
sales.
just a little succulent.
Yeah. I would totally turn into like one of those slimy car salesmen if I was selling artificial plants. I just don't think I could do it.
Yeah, you just
Um,
recognize who the person is, and
yeah.
like someone like I'm never gonna try to sell you an artificial plant. There's no point.
Well, and there's so many people, again, low light is such a big thing, especially in the bigger cities. You have people in basement apartments, they're renting, um, or even in our house, we have two south-facing windows. This is one of them. And as soon as we moved into this house, I told my husband, this is my room because it has
Light.
south light. And then there's a bathroom downstairs, but yeah, there's definitely a place for artificial plants. Or I actually had a client a number of years ago. You'll have to excuse me, I don't know what the term is, but the house actually had a jut out from the foundation. So like the basement wall was here outside and the windows, and then the siding actually juts out. So this was all dry shade under here, right? No light is going to come in. When it rains, you're not going to get anything in there. And we ended up installing a bunch of like artificial spherical boxwoods because
They're a great little filler, and they're
yeah,
not gonna die.
and from the road they look real. So it's great. It's funny when you mentioned about ferns and hostas. My brain, it's always an adventure with me because my brain just like zing, 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 right?
The
Can't turn
connections
it
don't
off.
make sense to everyone else, but they make sense to us. So who cares?
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You mentioned the hostas, and my brain totally went to the fact that there's a whole bunch of Star Wars named hostas. Did you know this?
No.
Yeah.
So I need to get some new ones from my backyard.
Yeah. So I was trying to look up the names of them. There is a hosta actually called Star Wars. Um, there's a hosta named Tatooine. Um, I'm trying to think. I bought my husband a well, I bought my husband a hosta, let's be real. I bought it for myself. But I
But
thought
because
of
of the
him,
name, it was a gift.
yes. And I'm trying to think of what it's called. I think it's Vader. It's just a hosta called Vader, so it had to come home with me.
Yeah.
But there's so many hostas, and as soon as there's one sport or one hosta baby that's a little bit weird, they name it. Like there's a gazillion hosta types out there.
They breed with each other and they can, yeah.
Yeah, so I really like hostas with the weird names. So, curly
No, I'll have to
fries is
like
a really cool one.
I'll have to keep my eye out at the names of them. Moving on.
There's also a hosta called T-Rex. Super cool. I like putting that in children's gardens because
Fun little thing for them, right? Like it feels like
yeah,
their planet.
yeah. So I really like that. And then also on the questionnaire you mentioned about wildflowers being your favorite
Yeah.
and how they attract pollinators. Is there I'm trying to think, are there certain pollinator attracting plants that come to your mind specifically or?
Again, not something I'm really like delved deep into.
Yep.
I will just go to like garden centers, ask what like if they have for local like native plants
Yep.
and what type of flowers. Try to plant something that's going to last, or
Perfect.
different varieties that are going to last for the year. So actually, there are already some popping up in my backyard now.
Nice.
Because we have a little wildflower garden that was actually my grandpa passed away a year and a half ago, so we did a
Oh,
little
I'm
garden
sorry.
in his honor. And
Yeah.
honestly, it's just like it's nice to be able to put something back out there. Like it doesn't take much to give pollinators a little bit of extra life. And
Yeah.
we had a bit of a scare with bees depleting all of a sudden. So thankfully they're back on the rise again, but
Yep.
we all got to do what we can.
Yeah. I think that's so cool as a like almost a memorial garden. Like
Yeah.
what a great way to pay tribute to someone, you know?
It was, yeah, I needed the physical work to get my mind off of things. So it was good to put energy into it and then get life back out of that.
Yeah.
It's a little spot to remember.
I love when I get butterfly friends in the garden. I'm like, get the camera, and then it flies away, and I don't have any good pictures of them, but they do
I'm
come.
lucky. I have like a little mini forest in my backyard. So we get rabbits and foxes and coyotes
Oh,
and all this little
nice.
life, but still being in the city. It's nice
Yeah.
little vacation back there.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds like the ideal spot. I definitely have a favorite garden style and type, which is the woodland garden. I want to walk into my garden and feel like I'm in the middle of the woods.
That's yeah.
Just thinking about it, it's like, yeah, so good.
Despite our neighbors being really close, at night it feels like you're in the middle of a forest with nothing around you. So
That's awesome. And with that tree
nice little routine.
cover, I imagine you probably get fireflies.
Tons. Yeah.
I
We've
love
sat out for
that.
many nights
Hmm.
having a drink or something, just watching.
I've had a friend of mine who's also a designer, um, came to my house just to like brainstorm some design ideas. And she walked into my backyard and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you have too many trees. You need to take some of these down and then I'll tell you some of my ideas." So that was the end of that conversation because the trees are staying because I don't mind being in shade, especially with climate change. In the heat of the summer, we are cool. Like our backyard is so nice and cool back there. And the fireflies are quite magical. It's we like that. So
And don't get rid of that cover.
yeah. So something else on the questionnaire, I always like asking about software or tools that people are using. And so you mentioned CAD-based programs. Are there specific ones that you use or have used, or do you guys at AGL, are you just supplying the product or are you also designing and installing?
We do full designs. We use outside artists for like any sort of 3D designs.
Yep.
And then we do our quote, like we do residential quotes as sales reps ourselves.
Yep.
For that, normally we just use like pen and paper for our drawings just to kind of get out the space and figure out our square footage. Um, we use LMN for our CRM.
Yep.
Um,
Great
Great
software.
program, honestly. Not something I never really had experience with, but coming here, I don't know how anyone operates without it,
Yeah.
or some sort of CRM at least.
Hmm.
And then yeah, like I've always been a little bit hands-on with the tech side. So not that I necessarily have ever had to use any CAD-based programs, but in my schooling and in just personal life, I've gotten a little bit of experience with it. And then a lot of our programs, like we do outdoor kitchen designs,
Oh,
and
nice.
for the sales side of it, it actually uses a CAD program to do the designs, or
Hmm.
CAD-based.
Nice. Hmm. I'm um I was just thinking, so Mark Bradley, I'm still hoping he's gonna come and do the podcast show. He was gonna kick off my season 2 season, but he's a little busy. He's a
Yeah,
very busy guy. So it's okay. I can wait. I can wait for Mark Bradley.
it's funny how they always talk about the slow season in landscaping as if somehow there is a slow season. It's not. You're just crazy over the winter and then you're crazy as soon as the sun comes out.
Yeah, I would say you're crazy if you're in snow removal. So
I
a
don't know
lot
how
of
people do.
landscape companies do snow. I did it for 4 years. I look forward to never doing it again. So, but for me, wintertime is when I am slowing down, but it's a different kind of work. So I'm slowing down the physical work, but
On your
my
mental.
brain is on fire. Like I'm doing the training, I'm doing the education, I'm reading, I'm trying new things. Um, so that's
There's
yeah,
never enough time for it all. So
right. It's definitely slow physically, but mentally it's still a very, very um
taxing period.
yeah, absolutely. Um so something I want to kind of bring us down here for a moment because something that you mentioned on your questionnaire is that you may not always succeed, but you can't give up. And
Yeah.
I thought that was really powerful, as somebody who's also been in a dark place. Um, so, and what is that? You mentioned, what did you say? I think similarly, just finding where I need to be in life, right? And you kind of struggle through to get each day and to find where you fit.
Yeah, like
So,
I didn't really mention it, but I worked in the factory before, but I actually got into like landscaping sales at 25.
yep.
Um, I originally went to school, I mentioned for graphic design, didn't like it. I lasted, I think, 4 months, dropped out, felt like awful about that. Didn't really know what I wanted to do with life. Basically wasted half a year trying to figure that out. went back to school for a marketing program, dropped out again, didn't like it.
Yeah.
And that really put me in a dark spot. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. And that's kind of when I started trying to change my mentality of following a little bit of more of what life throws at me.
Yeah.
So through that, I ended up getting an opportunity to work with my uncle. I learned a lot about carpentry, kind of that, again, similar. In the end, I kind of did some self-reflection, realized that wasn't for me, and
Yeah.
then found another opportunity through Permacon working in their factory. Got towards the end, actually, as COVID started, that's what pushed me into school.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's important in life to like take a second to realize that even though we maybe failed, it's not really a failure. It's just that's the door closing, probably a door we didn't want to walk through or
Yeah.
a path we didn't need to go down, and another door is open around the corner. So I keep
Absolutely. And
walking.
that takes strength to recognize that. I know for me, I usually look at failures as a learning opportunity, but also it's a stepping stone because, okay, so maybe you stepped on this stepping stone, this job, this position, with the idea that you're going to be XYZ because of this. And that doesn't happen. Well, that doesn't mean it's a failure, but it does mean that this stepping stone maybe had a lesson for you or something that you needed to know or learn um, in order to get you to the next stepping stone, right?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be who I was if I didn't fail at being a graphic designer. Like, and I use all of the knowledge I've learned in my day-to-day job.
Yeah,
Like, it's made me a better salesperson. It's made me a better person. Like, and
absolutely.
I don't think I'd trade any of that. If, even though it felt like wasted time, or maybe I'm a little bit behind where I might have wanted to be in life,
Yeah,
the experience has really kind of made me who I am.
absolutely. I I can really connect with that. I took quite a nosedive in 2014. Um, so well before COVID. COVID was my second nosedive.
We all need a
But
couple in life.
yeah, I'm hoping that two is good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping, but anyway, well, we shall see. But in 2014, I had this bit of a realization that I had been a quote unquote professional volunteer actor for 23 years. So doing community theater, a couple of non-paid commercials, independent film, helping with Fanshawe, um, doing a lot of plays, right?
Yeah.
Like community theater, none of which was paid. And at the moment, it really hit me like a brick that I had wasted 20 some odd years of not building my career. I felt behind other people who had already found their ideal job.
Yeah.
And here I was, you know, at 26 thinking I don't fit anywhere. The only thing that's been consistent in my life is something I've been doing for free. And I have nothing to show for it. And it wasn't until I had a conversation with Ron Cowdice, who's a landscape architect here in London, and he totally flipped my perspective. And he just said, "You didn't waste those 23 years. You learned how to run a business." I was running a theater company, right? Not for profit. It was just for fun, but I learned how to do it. And
Yeah.
he's like, people management. You're managing all those actors. You're learning all those lines. That kind of dedication, determination. He's like, you have 23 years experience in project management.
I was gonna say I don't think I could walk on a stage or walk in front of a group of people and talk probably to the level that you could. And it's easy in the moment when you kind of come to the conclusion of like I don't want to do this anymore to think,
Yeah,
oh, everything was a waste up until this point. But
yeah.
it's you got to look at the experiences, the knowledge that maybe you didn't really think was a connection or a tool to use.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah,
And and now
glad that someone was able to show you that.
I'm so grateful to him. I don't
Yeah.
think he'll ever know how much that one conversation, that's that mentorship piece, right? Sometimes it's a long-term mentorship relationship. The other times it's someone who just comes in your life at the right time and says the right thing, and a switch gets flicked and the light goes on, and it's a game changer.
Yeah.
So that
I've
was
had many people in my life. Luckily, I've been able to work for some great people that have given me tons of guidance along the way.
yeah.
And yeah, it's funny how something like so small, like one little line can change your perspective and just puts you
Yeah.
down a better path.
Yeah. And for them, it was just a conversation, just like
Yeah.
this, right? I think that's before we started recording, we were talking about why I started the podcast. But what an opportunity to meet people. And since COVID, we're so much more comfortable doing Zoom meetings, right? It's so easy to just hop on a Zoom meeting. I've talked to people in Australia, all across the States, all across Canada, that I would never get the chance to meet, even virtually or face to face. And we have so much that we can teach and learn from each other that why wouldn't I? So thanks to Daniel who dared me to start a podcast over a year ago. Because here we are. So the other thing that I was going to ask you, but I wasn't sure, because we did mention a little bit of books and I didn't see anything on the questionnaire, but is there a book that you would like to recommend?
God, I'm gonna freeze that.
I know, sorry. You
No,
left
it's
it blank
okay.
on the questionnaire, so I should have just avoided it. But
Yeah, no,
I'm just
I've read
curious.
I read a lot of like more like I do like a lot more fiction,
Yeah,
like more fake books. I don't know. I think it just anyone just
fiction
going
is
out.
still good.
Yeah, I think just go out and like take one of those recommendation books. I don't know if you've ever seen them at the library, like the brown paper wrapped and it just has like a little brief
Oh
description that someone wrote
yeah,
on. Honestly, take a risk on those types of things, or bad to say, judge something on its cover. Go buy something because it looks cool. Like
right?
those unexpected books usually end up being the best.
Yep.
Um,
I actually just did that a couple of weeks ago because I tend not to read fiction. I don't know if it's my attention span or I get so into the story and then there's a grammatical error or the wrong use of a word or the spacing is off and I'm pulled right out. I was like,
yeah, done.
well, who edited this? This is bullshit. Like I hate that. I hate that. Um, and I also think I'm probably, no, I am a recovering perfectionist. And I think that I need to be productive all the time. And if I'm reading fiction, I'm not being productive, I'm relaxing,
You're not learning, so it's a
right?
wasted time.
And it's not. To be able to sit and focus and read and get into a story is a skill. So I did buy a Indigo or Chapters had a two for 20 bucks fiction novels, and I bought two. And I'm about third way through one because I have to keep putting it down, saying, okay, take a little break.
Nice.
Um, but I loved what you said about, buy a book just based on its cover. Why not?
Yeah.
Right? I think there's certain lessons that we were taught as kids that maybe we don't need to judge all books by the cover, but why not go out and just have that
This one looks
adventure?
cool.
Yeah,
See where it takes you.
because I do that with beers.
Yeah.
The can art, I love can art, and I will go and I've tried some really wacky, cool, fun, and also really bad beers based on can art. But it was an
Maybe of a
experience.
crapshoot, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Life's too short.
But even if you
Try
didn't
it.
enjoy it, there was something about that that made you happy.
Yep.
Just
Even if
enjoy
it's
that.
just the art.
Yeah.
So, um, what else was I gonna say? There was something else I was gonna ask you. My brain. Yep.
Because we're in
I'm
that
not too sure.
transition period into spring. Feel like I need to shut off my winter brain, start off my summer brain, but the spring brain's not really there yet.
Yeah, it's just smoke. It's
Yeah.
just smoke that's happening.
Yeah.
So, um, but Austin, I'm so glad that we finally got a chance to connect after months of trying to line up our schedules. But it's been really great chatting with you and learning more about your product. I'm definitely going to be heading out to Feral Brick. Um, they have some of my business cards there.
Nice.
So if people or clients are looking for a
Reloaded.
designer, right? So, and I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to.
definitely feel the grass. Like it honestly is a world of a difference. It
Mhm.
feels softer than any grass I've ever felt. It
Okay. Challenge accepted. I'm gonna go for a life experience. I'm gonna take a little road trip to Feral Brick and Stone and pet some grass.
And if you're ever out in Stony Creek, stop by our showrooms. Like we got our start in artificial grass. We offer a whole lot more than that. And
Yeah.
anything that we've brought on has been with the same vision, like products that are setting themselves apart, products that are pushing the limits of what they could possibly be doing.
Yeah.
So from our like outdoor furniture, it's all aluminum based, outdoor kitchens, it's stainless steel brought in from Italy, to even some of our like customizable privacy panels. We really have something for every application and some really cool products.
Hmm.
What are we doing an
That's
open house?
cool.
Yeah, we'll be doing an open house as well on May 30th.
May
Um,
30th.
I can send you out an invitation for that because it'll be a good networking event
That
and
would be
definitely a
great.
cool opportunity to see the showroom. It is one of a kind. I've never seen anything like it, and some of the products
Okay.
that we're going to be launching will change the industry for sure.
Okay. I have made a note, May 30th. I'm also gonna make sure that this podcast episode goes out before then, right? We could do a
It
little shout
works.
out for your event.
Yeah, if not, they just
Maybe
missed out.
include, yep, they'll have to wait for next time. So, Austin, it was really great chatting with you, having a beer with you virtually, over Zoom. Um, and I wish you all the best, and I'm sure I'm gonna see you around.
Yeah, definitely. We'll run into the same circles, I'm sure.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Have yourself
Austin.
a great day.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
That concludes this week's episode, hosted by me, Heather Gerard at My Landscape Artist. Now, before you go, here's some info about our sponsor, ext.tech. In today's fast-paced world, your landscaping business needs modern solutions to keep up with the change. That's where EXT comes in. EXT is revolutionizing the way you manage projects and streamlines your landscaping, snow removal, and construction operations. Instead of juggling 5 different software packages, endless spreadsheets, losing track of leads, and missing out on potential sales, you could be leveraging AI job routing, client management, and financial insights with a modern mobile app that employees love to use. With EXT's flat rate pricing, you'll never be caught off guard. If you're ready to revolutionize and grow your landscaping business, visit ext.tech today to learn more. And for additional savings, use the code HOPS10 at checkout, or just tell them that Heather sent you. See you next week for another episode of Hops and Hedges.